Hey, Joshua Austin here with the Dentistry IQ Product Navigator video portal. Today we're going to take a look and do a video demonstration of the Ivoclar OptraSculpt pad and OptraSculpt next generation composite instruments. The OptraSculpt pad helps us for anterior restorations. The OptraSculpt next generation helps us for posterior restorations. And these are instruments that help us shape and add in occlusal anatomy to our composites to hopefully help reduce some of our finishing time. Less finishing time, more productive and profitable we are, and so I think that's a win-win. Let's go take a look at these and let's see how you can use these instruments to help get really good anatomy in your composite restorations. Well, here we are with the OptraSculpt Next Generation and OptraSculpt Pad instrument by Ivoclar Vivadent. And these are great instruments for placing direct resin composites. And we've reviewed the OptraSculpt Pad before, and this is a great instrument for anterior composites, for pushing and padding your composite around. As you can see, it's got a nice thin composite instrument on this side of it. Actually has a little ruler here with some golden proportion kind of stuff that really helps for determining widths of teeth and you know, doing centrals and laterals and whatnot. But what's really great about this instrument is these little pads here. And so these little pads really help for anteriors to kind of push the composite around. And so I'm going to grab one out here, and then we're going to take a look at it, and then we'll take a look at the next generation one. And so if you take a look at that, you know, it's a nice pad, you know, to really be able to, you know, push and sculpt composite and really, you know, thin the composite and work it around a bevel and whatnot. And so, you know, this is a really nice tool for anteriors. And you flip it to the other side, and you've got the composite instrument where you can do all your stuff. And so, you know, this is a really go-to instrument for me for anterior composites. And so this has been out for a couple years. We've reviewed this for DE before and for the Product Navigator newsletter. What's new though is this instrument, which is for, you know, the same idea but for posterior teeth. And now if you think about it, you know, our needs for sculpting composite on posterior teeth are not going to be the same as they are for anterior teeth. And so Ivoclar has come up with these attachments here. And as you can see, for posterior teeth, we've got 3 different attachments in this one little kit. There's 20 of each in here of a ball, a chisel, and a pointed tip. And so if you open this thing up here, you can see they're color coded, so you kind of know which one, you know, you're getting just by looking at the color. And here is the ball tip. And so it's the same sort of deal. These are Teflon coated. You can put this either direction on the instrument depending on what's going to work better for what you're trying to do. So if you're trying to maybe get back behind on a number 2 or 15 and really maybe sculpt something, and the only way to get back there is kind of from the lingual, then that may work really well. And then you can put it on like that as well. And so you can really see, you know, how that little ball may help you, you know, really to help sculpt and whatnot some occlusal anatomy and what have you. So you've actually got 2 of those. You've got 2 ends that you could use here. So you could use one of the other attachments on the other end if you wanted. And so let's we started with the ball. Let's go over here. And this is going to be called the Chisel, is what they call this one. And so you would just pop this on there just like you did the other one, and it looks, surprise, surprise, like a chisel. And so you can really see how that chisel could help you potentially, like in carving, you know, inclined planes and that kind of deal, and putting, you know, sharper anatomy in, maybe after you use that ball to pack composite in there. So you could see how this could really help you, you know, mimic some of that occlusal anatomy that we see on posterior teeth. So that's the ball and the chisel, and we still have one more. And so I'm going to pop that one off, and we're going to take a look here at the pointed tip. And that's the purple one in this kit here. And there's the pointed tip right there. And again, it looks kind of like a PKT instrument, right? Kind of that same sort of shape of that PKT instrument that we were probably trained to use in dental school. You know, you slide that on, whichever direction is going to work best for the tooth that you're working on. And again, you can really see how that could help you in shaping and whatnot, you know, the occlusal anatomy on some of our posterior composites. And so, you know, between these three, I think this gives you the ability to really do some really nice anatomy and posterior composites that may be more difficult for you to do without this. And so these are really nice. These attachments are obviously one-time use only. They're Teflon coated, so composite doesn't stick to them, and they work really, really well. They cost less than $1 a piece. I'd say probably around 60 cents a piece. And so honestly, most of the time you're probably not going to need all three of them. You know, you're probably going to use, you know, one or two. You know, and unless you have like a big composite where you're really putting in a bunch of anatomy, you're not going to need all three of these, you know, so that can keep your disposable costs pretty low. But I really like these OptraSculpt instruments. I think they work very, very well, and they do exactly what they say they do. They help you sculpt composites so that you spend less time finishing. And I think that can be really, really important. So give these a try, give these a look. You can get them at pretty much any major dental outlet, Henry Schein, Patterson, Safco, Burkhardt, any of those will have these. I think Ivoclar is a great company, and this really follows in line with their mission, which is to try to enable dentists to do really aesthetic restorations proficiently and productively. So give OptraSculpt Pad and OptraSculpt Next Generation for posteriors a look. I think you will enjoy it. You guys have a great day. Thank you.